Hello all traders and also non-traders. Actually, I thought I'd do a video on spinning up an account. Now, I know it's fun, everyone likes to see it, so I thought I'd do one. Obviously, disclaimer, it's not how we trade and how we teach to trade in our group at the Trading Guys. We teach correct risk management, but every now and again, it is fun to spin up account, use high risk and just see how we can go. I was going to attempt a 2K to 10K, but that's literally just doubling it twice pretty much. So even though it's I'm not going to say it's easy, it's not as difficult as everything else. So I'm going to, as you can see, deposit £240 and we're going to see where we can take it. Hopefully hit 10K, that's the goal, and then go from there. First trade I've actually entered in the Asian session. Usually I just trade London, but this opportunity was too good to miss. Just a bit of analysis behind it. We're on Euro odds. We've got a very strong resistance here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got many touches, which means it's a very strong wall. So once it breaks above, there's a very good probability of it continuing bullish, and we've got some nice range to the left. So I took the buy on the break of this resistance. We had a beautiful, as we can see, hourly rejection candle here, and I took the buy on the break of this flag trend line. It's wanting it to continue to this high, but now we're pushing past this high. And the thing is, with spinning up accounts, you've got to be aggressive. You've got to find the right times to be aggressive, otherwise you'll get margin called. But I've scaled into this trade, and at the moment we are running at plus £220, so we've almost doubled the account already. I only entered about a 0.3 lot here, but once we broke above these highs and we had this beautiful rejection wick here on the hourly, I scaled into this trade about 2 times 0.5 lots, obviously, which is very aggressive. Just to scale it up. But obviously, if this started to go into drawdown past this wick, I'd start managing my positions, probably using magic keys or just manually. But we're going to see how far we can take this. I'm anticipating it to push to the pivot here, just due to the fact that because we had such a strong resistance here, usually once it breaks this strong barrier, there's a very good probability of it being an explosive break. And also we had a lot of momentum on our side, meaning big, strong, bullish candles, which engulfed all the previous 5. And this beautiful, beautiful hammer here, right on the zone above all the pivots, was a nice confluence. So we're going to see how we can take this, obviously running at 200 at the moment. I might start closing soon because we are coming close to London Open. So most likely it's going to consolidate and range before pre-London. So I might start thinking about closing because we've almost doubled the account already. But I'm just going to wait and see. I mean, sessions right now, we're just mid-Asian, London in about 3 hours. So, we'll wait and see. I might hold, probably close about 250. If we look left, we have another resistance here. So this is probably where I'll think about securing. Maybe leave a runner to see if we can get to this pivot, or maybe just secure these bags and move on to the next trade. Quick update, guys. She's still pushing. I think I'm going to close it now just due to London Open, not really here yet. So I just expect it to consolidate. So running at about 225, but I'm just going to start securing these positions now, guys. I think it's the right thing to do because we've almost pretty much doubled it. Make it a bit easier, close it here, and we'll start securing these positions now. Let's go from there, close, close, close. Especially when you're using high lots, you really need to use the laptop because once you start closing it on here, it gets very difficult and they start to crash. So that's all secured live. So we've got a 240 deposit and we've pretty much doubled that account, guys. So beautiful start. It's a real account, just so you can see there, live 14. Let's just go back. Now we're going to wait for London Open and see what else we get. Just a little update. for the challenge. I've entered just a small position on gold. It's just meant to be a quick scalp. Really simple analysis. We had a 30-minute candle close below these zones here, came back for a retest, and I'm just expecting gold to push and fill this wick here, just where the moving average is. I've not been that aggressive with gold because it's pre-London and gold can whip back very quick, so it's just a small, half a lot, just hopefully fill this wick, catch a little scalp, and we can be a little more aggressive later on pre-London, because gold ranges are a lot bigger, so even just that wick fill is like 16 pips, so gold's crazy, ranges are large. Gold's fantastic to spin up accounts if you get on the right side, really small positions, you can earn some good money. So I'm just going to monitor this, hopefully nick a little scalp and then go from there. So we secured that scalp on gold, just an extra 26 quid, but it's all about the compound. Sometimes you don't have to be greedy. You can see it wicking back now, which gold does, so not very greedy with that one. But I'm now looking at UJ shorts. So if everyone's been with the markets, we know how much of a crazy bull run UJ has been on. Like the yen's just been absolutely ridiculously weak. And this is just, their weekly candles absolutely crazy, it can't sustain this. If we look left, we're coming to very, very all-time highs, since 2002, so there's very high possibility we're going to get a short from this. So you've got to be careful when looking for shorts in a huge bull market. Obviously it's a bit more risky, but looking at this setup now, we had a nice 3-touch pullback here for a triple top. Also got a nice bit of bearish divergence. So I'm looking for an entry on the break of this trend line and maybe a retest. So let's see what happens. Maybe just take UJ, down to this moving average, 11, 12 pips, and see if we can carry them further. So let's see what happens with this one. Well, shame I closed gold out early because it did exactly that. It filled the wick and it broke, and it's going now. That's a shame, but sometimes you've got to know when to be aggressive and when to not. It's way too pre-London for me to have held on to this, but it's pushed about, 25 pips already. So it is what it is. We will be aggressive later on towards London, probably try and catch another move in gold. But the reason for that sell, you can just see, is a high rejection area at a psychological level around 1950. And obviously we broke below the lows of here and here, and we just started to fill that wick and push below. So we'll catch up with gold later on. So I've entered an aggressive sell on UJ. We're coming up to, we've got a nice triple top plus another rejection here on the psychological level, 1 to 8.7. And obviously UJ, it's looking bearish to me at the moment. We also had an hourly nice hammer candle here, which looks to me like it's nice reversal. And we're just an hourly close below the low of that low now. And I've also had a break of this smaller trend line with a retest. So this is where I've got in the sell. So I've been quite aggressive. I've used 2 lots, I think, for UJ. So I'm entered on the 2 lots now. I'm looking probably to catch this about, 15 to 20 pips probably. See if we can break past this 50 moving average this low. Stop losses are just above these highs, but I'll probably manage the position depending on what happens. And I've also got in some GA sales as well. Again, we're coming up to a psychological level 77000, and if we zoom out, we're coming to a high rejection area here, which has already had a double top, and we're looking to come to a triple top now. And we also have some a nice bit of sort of divergence as well. We had bearish divergence here, but that's the drop already came. But as you can see on the smaller time frames, we're making higher highs for the candles here, and we're making lower lows for the RSI. And looking at the candle formations, we've got some nice rejection wicks to the upside. So let's just see if we can, and we're broken this trend line, see if we can continue down to maybe retest these lows. First margin call of the journey, but that is completely normal when being aggressive. You've heard live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the margin call, die by the margin call. Let's see what happens. Still confident in these trades. So what you're going to do, sit back, be patient, and see what happens. First little loss, we only took about, 80 loss. GA just absolutely exploded. Just found some volume from nowhere, pre-London, so this is what it is with our first small loss, but we go again. Yeah, very strange. The ord just absolutely fucking died. It's a shame we closed Euro ord because it just flew. Or JPY just absolutely melted, and I was waiting for this trade as well. I got in a little late, but I was waiting for this break. We've got beautiful clean range to the downside here, so I'm really looking to take this short turn, hopefully catch a big move on here. But yeah, the order just completely died. That's why that my loss on GA actually came. There's no news or anything. GA just shut up. Australia dollar weak. Euro ord just flew, and or JPY just melted. So very strange, but sometimes it happens. It doesn't have to be in the news. I mean, it was very strange because it was a 5-minute candle, worth 25 pips just from nowhere. But it is what it is. We're in some sells on AJ, and we are still in UJ shorts from this top zone. So let's see what happens. London Open coming soon, so the volume should arrive. In the minus right now, but I'm confident with my analysis, and I'm pretty sure this is going to turn around, so let's wait and see. Guys, this is why patience is key. You just got to trust your analysis. UJ now moving nicely, just come to retest this next pivot and the trend line, so I think I'm going to close this here because it was a bigger one. I'll close the 200 on there. And or JPY, I think I'm gonna hold on to this to see what we can get, because this is just a beautiful trade for me. We broke the support, we've got clean range to the downside. I'm hoping this is going to move to a minimum of this level here, so I'm just going to hold on to these, and I'm probably going to secure down here. I got in just at the zone break here, so I'm hoping to get, about 55 pips from this. So just got to be patient, Sometimes when you want to close early, you just got to think, would I buy here? No, I wouldn't. So you don't really want to be closing your sales. Saying that, when you are being aggressive like myself right now, yeah, I've got to be cautious and sometimes secure those bags. But I'm pretty confident about this one. I think we can definitely see, further bearish momentum. We're just going to break past these pivot points, and I think we can 100% see it down here. UJ, I've just closed that because it was a more aggressive trade, and we're coming to retest this trend line. But I might think of re-entering this once we get a break below this 50-moving average and this trend line. So let's see what happens. So I've added positions to this AJ trade just because I really like it. I've scaled in, about 3 more lots, simply because we've had a beautiful 30-minute close below all these wicks here. We've got a nice wick to fill here, and hopefully we'll fill that wick and continue pushing bearish down to around 94 and maybe further. So I have gone a bit more aggressive with this trade just because I really like the range. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't come back for a deep retest, but I've not pushed it that much that we can't handle a deeper retest like that. Because if we look left, we have this level here, so hopefully it'll pull back a nice wick forward to grab liquidity, and then we'll continue to fill this wick and hopefully push further to the downside. Still hovering about minus 180 at the moment, but I'm confident. We'll be patient. London Open's approaching, so let's hope we find some volume to push this down. So right now we are in drawdown, but we've had an hourly close below these lows, which I really like, and a beautiful wick to fill, and it looks like it's just coming back to retest this area. Hopefully we are in deep drawdown at the moment. We did go aggressive with this trade, but I still am confident with it. Let's just hope we don't get a deeper retest so I don't have to close any positions. Let's see if we can fill this whole wick, which is where I'll be securing, because that is around 17 pips. So let's see. Obviously drawdown at the moment, but this can turn around. We're just going to be patient. When you're aggressive like this, you've got to be used to hitting full margin mode to do these spin ups, especially starting from such a small amount. So Let's see what happens. So we're finally out of full margin mode. We're actually back in the game. One of my favorite setups. We had the 5-minute flag retest break. I teach this to students all the time. It's how we take the retest when it comes to retest certain areas. Go down to the 5-minute, you draw your flag trend line up, and we had a nice candle formation here. We had a break of the trend line. Now there's a high probability of us continuing to at least this low, and I'm hoping to push obviously further to this pivot. We're now back in the game, back out of full margin mode. We did go aggressive and stack these positions, so let's hope it pays off. If this trade goes where I think, we should be way over £1,000, and that's just today from 240 deposits, 240, and then there we go, guys. A couple of small losses, but nothing to write home about. We're waiting for this big trade to go our way, and it's starting to move, so let's hope. London Open's arriving now, so let's hope for some volume. Trust the process, guys. Don't stress about the drawdown when doing these, because you've gotta be patient. You've got to stick to analysis and just wait for the results. Probably got to secure this soon, depending on what happens. We have just broke the previous lows, so I am confident this is going to continue. I just love it to blast through this pivot, just so we can reach around this 93.9 area. I have got some TPs set, as you can see, just around there. So I'm going to just hold on, and hopefully we can push bearish. That beautiful clean range to the left. So let's see what happens, see if we can get this to 1,000 today. So I've just secured all of these. I really didn't like how it was rejecting this pivot massively, so I've just secured most of it, but I've got a small runner running. We're on 839 right now with this runner, so let's hope we can catch something. I was aggressive with that one, so try not to be greedy, but I've got a strong feeling it's going to blast through this pivot and reach this level, but I'm happy just to leave the one runner for now. Right, guys, I am back. I've just been out playing tennis, so I didn't get to document the exact moment, but guys, we are at 2.12k. Same account, deposited 240 at the beginning, as you see, and I'll just go all through these trades again. But we've had a 1.8k day. Just as described, this AJ did drop perfectly to this zone. I did get out early though. I lost my bottle and just got out because I was playing tennis. I got out of the 200 moving average, but we still got some nice wins on AJ. You know, we just compounded a little bit there. You know, I'm left a lot on the table, but it is what it is. Took a few small losses on gold. I think I did that by accident, I'll be honest. And let's talk about now. So we took that UJ again. If you remember saying before, I was waiting for UJ to break this trend line, the inner trend line, and all I did is I saw a close below the 50 moving average and a wick back, and I took the sell and just took an impulse, which was a nice, you know, with 225 there and 240 there. And then the pound pairs were showing a lot of weakness on the currency heat wave. And I just look at GJ. It was a beautiful setup. I even sent this setup to the team, which we attacked. Just really simple, a triangle price box. You know, we had a break below the 50 moving average and a break below the bottom zone. Nice wick back, and that's when I took a short. I didn't manage to video these because I was playing tennis while I was taking these, guys. So, but some beautiful trades. You know, about 200 on GJ, and then GBP CHF was another beautiful setup I sent to the team, which was just absolutely crucified, guys. Let's just walk you through this beautiful setup trade. So on the 4 hour, we are coming to a strong resistance, which is also a psychological 24,500. We've got some beautiful 4 hour divergence here. You can see the RSI making lower lows and we're making higher highs here. So all I was waiting for was some price action to dictate me to enter. We had a beautiful touch rejection here, so I was anticipating a pullback and then a break down here. And I actually took the sell on the break of this zone here, which was also the pivot. And I took this short and closed out again at, you know, 400 and then 203, guys. So, you know, beautiful compound. So first day complete. That's the hard part done, supposedly. So 240 to 2.2k. So I was all the same account, guys. Oh shit, sorry. All the same live account, live. And I was going to start on 2k, like I said, but I wanted to spin up from that. So now we're at 2k. Now we're going to wait till next week. It's Friday now, so we're going to attack the markets next week. See you then.